Hello, I'm Keith Hilson with the Schmidt Music Trombone Shop, back with another mouthpiece review for you, or in this case, two mouthpieces from none other than S.E. Shires. This has been a really busy summer of new product development, whether it's been accessories, instruments, or mouthpieces. There's been a lot of activity happening out there. And so just last month, Shires announced kind of out of the blue that they had a whole new line of artist mouthpieces designed with a number of their most well-known trombone instrument artists, including Marshall Gilkes, Michael Davis, Colin Williams, etc. So we've been anxiously awaiting for these mouthpieces to come in, and we just got in their two small bore mouthpieces, the Marshall Gilkes and the Michael Davis Plus, and so I'm really excited to put these to the test so you can hear them all in action. I'm going to be comparing these against my own trusty Bach 7C. I'm going to be playing all of this on my own King 3B, and in the spirit of the day here, I'm going to be playing excerpts from Michael Davis's great unaccompanied sweet book, A Bone Kill. Like I mentioned, it's been a really busy summer, and frankly, the last year plus of a lot of really great innovation happening out there. SE Shires, of course, have been doing their fair share of this, but again, we were really excited to hear. Well, we've got a great line of these new mouthpieces coming out, designed with some of their best and brightest artists. And so, again, Shires has, of course, a long history of developing these relationships with these high-end artists, and they seem to do a really, really great job of fine-tuning the instruments to really match the individual artist's needs, but still making them accessible to the wider public. It's kind of it's a tricky match there. So I was really excited to see what was going to happen with the mouthpieces. So again, we have the Marshall Gilkes and we've got the Michael Davis Plus here. So of course, if you know these players, there's certainly some similarities in how they approach the instrument, but there's a lot of differences as well. And I think the mouthpieces do reflect that in a way. Now, SC Shires hasn't put out a lot of technical information as far as the mouthpieces, but of course, we've done some measuring here. And so the Marshall Gilkes comes in at around a 25.15 cup width there. So that puts it a little bit smaller than a 6.5, a little bit bigger than a 6. It's actually similar, for example, like the Yamaha Nils Landgren comes in around that 25.15, whereas the Michael Davis comes in around a 24.85 there, so putting it very solidly in the 7C range. Not only are the cup widths different, but they have some different cup depth and throat backbore action going on as well there. The Marshall Gilkes is quite a bit deeper. I mean, not quite a bit, but it is deeper certainly than the Michael Davis. The Michael Davis is a little bit shallower, gives a little bit different feedback. And the Gilkes does have a more open throat and backbore than the Davis as well. Now, interestingly, I found with both of these that they have it's fairly cup-shaped, but there is a little bit of a funneling into the throat, which I do think kind of helps to balance out a little bit of the feedback as well with it. But as far as just the overall cup width goes and, the cup depth and everything, I certainly noticed a difference. And by the way, of course, both of these are using the real standard blank sizes in shapes that Shires had designed with picket brass. Both of them have got fairly wide rims. I think to my eye, I think the Gilkes is just a little bit wider than the Michael Davis, but both of them are fairly wide. Really nice kind of that Bach-ish style, semi-rounded cushion. Although to my eye, looking at it again, I think it might be just a bit flatter than Bach, which is just fine, of course. Now, more importantly, how do they play? Obviously, there are differences between the two. I've bounced around through a number of different mouthpiece sizes. On my small bore work, I've really settled in more on a 7-ish size. So the Marshall Gilkes felt a little bit different, honestly, of course, as we might expect, but played really, really well. I loved the depth of sound that it had. I thought it was exceptionally smooth. I felt like I had a really easy time connecting the different ranges really easily. Again, moving between different partials felt just very, very effortless. And again, the overall, I love the timbre quality of it. I felt like overall it was very, very stable mouthpiece, where it didn't have a lot of shifts in timbre, which could be really, really nice. I did find when I tried to push the dynamic a little bit and give it some more edge, give it some more pop with the articulation, I think it certainly responded with that really, really nicely. I was really excited to try the Michael Davis Plus because, again, this is more similar to the size I've been using. I was not disappointed. I really enjoyed how the Michael Davis played. I think in comparison to the Gilkes, and I think a lot of this is just going to be the cup diameter size. I felt like it was a little more nimble. I had a little bit easier time getting through the ranges. I felt like I still had a lot of smoothness moving between the ranges, moving between the partials, but I felt like I was able to navigate things a little bit quicker. It was certainly a little bit brighter sound, had just a little bit more clarity around the outside, which again, I think kind of fits in with my tonal concept, what I'm looking for right now. Doesn't have to work for everybody, but I did really like that little bit different clarity. With that little bit shallower cup than the Gilkes, I mean, I was getting feedback, but it didn't feel stuffy. It didn't feel tight. I felt like I was still able to open up in the upper register. And I really, really enjoyed the fact that I didn't feel like I had to work. I caught myself actually, especially going through, some of this very, very technical writing that, Mike does. I actually found myself almost over adjusting And this will happen sometimes if you have gear, whether it's a mouthpiece, whether it's an instrument, etc., that you have just learned to compensate. Oh, I have to work a little bit more, especially for me. A lot of times it's okay, to move between different registers, I have to not shift, but I just, there's a little bit different movement I have to go through. I found, especially with the Davis, that I actually had to kind of almost calm things down a little bit. Like, oh, nope, don't work quite so hard here. Keep things a little bit more stable here. The mouthpiece is going to follow you a little bit more, which was really kind of fun as well. And of course, they're both, exceptionally well made, very different characters. But again, all the way through, they had, again, what I always call that very characteristic Shires experience of being very, very stable, very even throughout the ranges. I thought they were really, really responsive. Two different experiences for different players, but I think both really, really great playing mouthpieces and a really nice addition to, all of the great mouthpiece development that we have going out there. And I think I'd be really excited to hear these paired up with their appropriate instrument, the Marshall Gilkes or the Michael Davis or Michael Davis plus trombones, to see what that experience would be like as well. Maybe that'll be a forthcoming video here. So I hope you enjoyed learning about a couple of the new S.E. Shires artist mouthpieces here. If you have any comments about what you heard from the video today, or maybe you've already had a chance to try these mouthpieces out, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to have your feedback as a part of our community here. And of course, you can check out all of our other videos. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification button so you can find out when we have more videos coming, which are hopefully going to be on a very regular basis as well. And of course, you can always find the Trombone Shop on Facebook and Instagram. So as always, thank you for watching.